understand and challenge your aid package. So I put together basically, here's some high level things we need to think about. Here's some fundamentals, some blocking and tackling that really fall into your merit and your need based understanding your aid package. But these are things I kind of a little bit of gotchas when as we go through actually samples of financial aid award letters, you'll see how wildly different they are. And you may not even experience this yet. But so we're going to talk about watch out for front-loaded financial aid awards. So it's a front-loaded. It's only for the first year. It's a $2,000 grant or scholarship. So that's one you just want to make sure. And that leads into two is are they renewable? Meaning, hey, are these renewable for 4 and sometimes 5 years? I don't really like to plan for 5 years, but if a school's graduation rate is 50% or less, maybe they need to be offering scholarships for 5 years. Because if they're not, that fifth year becomes really one of the most important aspects or important elements because your scholarship goes away. But you're too close to the finish line, you're not going to leave now. So understanding that and like really, this is a commitment. It's a body of work to get to this degree. That's what we're investing in. So it's not a 1 year deal, it's a 4 year deal to get to the degree. What's the cost to get there? So keep that in mind as we go. A big thing is what is self-help? What is gift aid? How sometimes self-help, which is resources that can help you pay for college, but they do not reduce your cost of college. So we'll go through how to recognize those and kind of throw them out. And so some schools do really well with presenting that, and some schools don't. Um, and then what's the out-of-pocket price? Clearly that's where we're at now is what are we going to be expected to pay out of pocket? I'm going to go through an exercise. Like I said, it's a deeper dive on how do you strategically fund all 4 years, but I will go through a couple of high-level things to think through with how to think about loans and cash flow and some things like that. So, and I have a note there. Don't forget, tuition typically goes up. Your scholarships typically stay the same. So that's a thing to think about, and we'll show that. And then at the end of the day, you have to know your budget for school for all 4 years to know what your potential loan total might be. And I think that's lost in the equation because you get these financial aid letters, but we have to be thinking, okay, now I need to extrapolate that over the 4 years. But then if we know our budget, we know what that total 4 year cost is, then we can say, what's our loan? And more importantly, maybe what's our loan payment? Is that going to be something that we can handle either helping our student or our student can handle that when they're done? I call it oftentimes a college crystal ball. And now we're at the finish line. So, and then we'll wrap up with, hey, if we have all this stuff, how do we know if we can go make either a special circumstance appeal, which is more on a need basis, our financial circumstances have changed, or appeal competitively. So we'll go through kind of things I guess we've learned over the years to get success there, and the differences and what might be a good appeal and how to approach it. Uh, Anything you want to add there? It's high level, but I've got some groundwork to lay. So
I think my quick high level would be on your point about the 5 years. If your student is really considering a school that requires or highly encourages co-ops, that is usually a top thing. Like University of Cincinnati here in Ohio, where I'm based, like that is a co-op school for many of their engineering and computer science programs, especially, but a lot of other majors too. That's
hmm
going to add time, if not a half year, another year. So that
yeah.
my cautionary, like with co-op.